Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here, and now here's my review for number 7 on my list, which is The Little Mermaid. So yeah, I guess it is kind of appropriate to kind of just talk about the direction of Disney and how Disney was really doing prior to this film. Because yeah, before this film, Disney really was not doing that well. I mean, Disney was kind of starting to go into a decline after the death of Walt Disney. Because after The Jungle Book, which was the last animated film Walt Disney had worked on while he was alive, the studio started to kind of go into a decline. I mean, it's not really that the films were really, like, they were failures, really, but a lot of them really just did not seem to be, really, like, big hits, like a lot of the films that Walt Disney had worked on before this. Yes. Yes, and yeah, and we also like during that time there was the time of the Black Cauldron that was released. No, sorry. Yeah, and yeah, the Black Cauldron really was a pretty big fail. I mean, losing to the Care Bears movie on its opening weekend. I mean, yeah, that pretty much just told you like how badly that film did. Yeah, I mean, there were still like some good. A lot of the films that were released between that time were still like good. I mean, there's still like the Aristocats and Robin Hood, Fox and the Hound, Oliver and Company. So yeah, I mean, there were still like good films coming out during that time, but really, a lot of them really weren't like really as big hits. It says a lot of the films that came out while Walt Disney was still alive, and oh, and this film was the film that really started to reignite the big hits that Disney used to have before. I mean, yeah, this was just like the beginning of the golden era for Disney in terms of their animated films. Because, yeah, after this, there was just like many more big hits like Disney used to make like, when Walt Disney was alive. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was just hit after hit after this movie was released. I mean, there was stuff like Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King, Pocahontas, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Hercules, Tarzan. I mean, yeah, just hit after hit, really, with this movie. And yeah, just a lot of the movies that came out during that time, well, the animated Disney films at that time were just really big hits. And yeah, a lot of them were great films. And yes, Little Mermaid, it is a great film. I mean, just, yeah, it's not perfect, but I mean, be honest, how many films really are perfect? I mean, what's good in this movie? It is, like, really, really, really good. I mean, just great songs, great characters, they're all memorable. Memorable, yeah, I mean, Ursula, a lot of people consider her to be one of the greatest Disney villains of all time, and yeah, I would definitely say so. I mean, she is a really memorable and great villain. Ariel, she's a pretty good main character, and yeah, the romance between her and Eric, it's done really well. I mean, it's done a lot better here than like the connection between Cinderella and the prince. I mean, they actually like, yeah, Eric in this movie he like gets a lot more development than the prince and Cinderella does, and yeah, I mean, this is just like. Yeah, Cinderella. I mean, not Cinderella. Sorry, Ariel and Eric are really like just. I think they're really one of the best. Just like yeah, they're really one of the best couples, and yeah, they just like go through a good story together, and yeah, they have a really good connection in this movie, and yeah, they're really good, and yeah, like I said, the characters in this are all really memorable. There's like, of course, Ariel and Eric, and there's also like Flounder, Sebastian, Ursula, King Triton, and Scuttle. I mean, it just goes on. A lot of memorable characters, and the songs in this movie are all great. Well, they're good anyway, with some great ones. I mean, you have stuff like "Part of Your World," "Kiss the Girl," "Poor Unfortunate Souls," and of course, "Under the Sea." Yeah, I mean, yeah, really good, and some even great songs. And yeah, I mean, yeah, this was the first Disney movie where Alan Menken won an Oscar for. I mean, yeah, Alan Menken has won like at least several Oscars, and this being his first one. And yeah, he's won a lot of them for some for like the anime Disney movies at the time. And yeah, this was also done by directed by John Musker and Ron Clements, the same people guys who produced and directed stuff like Hercules and Aladdin. And so yeah, I mean, yeah, this was the first film that they really the Disney film that they worked on, and yeah, they did really well with it. And yeah, I mean, just yeah, like I said, not a perfect movie, but what's good in it is really, really, really good. Yeah, and yeah, this is just a great movie. I give this 3.75 stars out of 4. I mean, yeah, I mean, just yeah, this is probably like one of the best Disney princess movies of all time. And, and, and yeah, I mean, it's just done really, really well. Alright, so yeah, let me just get right into it. So yeah, just I'm sure just about all of you really know the premise of Little Mermaid. Yeah, it has Ariel, who's a 16-year-old mermaid, and if I can like just say real quick, I mean Ariel. I mean she really doesn't look 16. She looks like she's like in her early to mid 20s on this. I mean this. Just, I mean, I know a lot of live action TV shows and movies really have that problem where they have teenage characters, but yet they're played by like actors or actresses who are like at least in their 20s. I mean, it kind of does look like that here. I mean, Ariel, she really doesn't look 16 in this movie at all. Oh, yeah, but anyway, yeah. And Ariel, she just it doesn't isn't really satisfied with her life under the sea, and she really just wants to be a part of the human world. And yeah, Ariel and her fish friend Flounder are collecting artifacts from humans, and they also visit it, the seagull Scuttle up in the surface. And yeah, Scuttle is like giving them like inaccurate knowledge of the human culture. And Ariel's father, King Triton, he's like constantly giving Ariel warnings not to go up to the surface. And eventually, he just decides to have his core composer Sebastian the Crab just keep an eye on Ariel to make sure that she doesn't head up to the surface. And then, yeah, Ariel just then is just talking to Flounder, singing her song "Part of Your World." And she's just basically saying that she really wants to be a part of. Yeah, she wants to be in the human world, and yeah, I mean it's in the song "Part of Your World." And eventually, Ariel finds a ship up in the surface, and she goes up to it, and then she sees that they're celebrating the birthday for Prince Eric on the ship. And of course, Ariel is falls for Eric, but then a big storm then hits the ship, and the ship ends up being wrecked, and Eric ends up falling overboard. But Ariel ended up saving him from drowning and brought him back to shore. And as she was singing to him, Eric then regained consciousness, and he did like see Ariel, but he really didn't like get a good look at her, and then Ariel just ended up fleeing before Eric could really see who she really was. But Eric just vowed that he would find the one who saved him. And then Ariel also vowed to find a way to actually join Eric in his world. And then after, like, King Triton then started to notice some changes in Ariel's behavior, he started to question Sebastian about it. And then, like, Sebastian basically, he gave away to King Triton about Ariel's love for Eric, and of course, King Triton wasn't happy about it. And then he finally just confronted Ariel and her grotto. and then he he just destroyed a lot of the objects that Ariel had been collecting, of human artifacts. And yeah, of course, Ariel was really like just like she was crushed about it. And after King Triton leaves, there were then like the two eels that are are working for Ursula, or the Sea Witch. And yeah, they were the two eels had like been spying on her throughout this time, so Ursula could actually see what was going on, and she figured out that Ariel was in love with Eric. And then yeah, Flotsam and Jetsam then convinced Ariel to visit Ursula. And then yeah, as Ursula was like trying to convince Ariel to have her make a potion to transform her and make her become a human for a few days. And she also like made the deal in exchange for Ariel's voice. Yeah, and yeah. Oh yeah, and then yeah, eventually Ariel then did agree to it, and then she signed a contract and agreement, and then yeah, Ursula did change Ariel into a human, but Ursula also told Ariel that she has to fall in love within 3 days and receive the kiss of true love from Eric, or else she'll turn back into a mermaid and end up belonging to Ursula. And then, yeah, Ariel then and was transformed into a human, given human legs, and then Flounder and Sebastian brought Ariel back up to the surface, and yeah, of course, and yeah, Scuttle also saw Ariel as human, and of course now she couldn't talk, and yeah, and Ariel like not being able to talk, it's really done well. I mean, it's not just like something where like you're just thinking like it's just stupid and it could be fixed. I mean, how they pull do her not being able to talk. I mean, it's done really well. It's kind of like Wile E. Coyote in Looney Tunes. Like he really didn't speak, but yet that he was a really good character. And yeah, that's the same case with Ariel here. I mean, yeah, she's still done really well when she's not able to talk. I mean, like I said, it's not like it's just done really stupidly, and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, the way that they handle her not being able to talk is done really well. Yeah. And yeah, eventually Ariel then meets Eric, but he of course like didn't realize that she was the one that saved him from drowning. And yeah, Eric then just took Ariel back to his castle. And yeah, Ariel then just is spending some time with Eric. They're like sit down to dinner with crabs. It's a funny scene where the chef finds Sebastian in the kitchen and tries to cook him. And funny scene where like Sebastian is just basically trying to get away from the chef. And then on the second day, like Eric is just touring Ariel around the place. And then like at one point they're on a boat, and then like Eric is trying to guess what Ariel's name is, and then after like Sebastian says Ariel to kind of help Eric out, he then figures out her name, and they're right about to kiss, but then Flotsam and Jetsam end up tipping over the boat to stop them from kissing. And yeah, and and yeah, they ended up escaping in the end. Ursula, of course, wasn't happy about it, and then she ended up disguising herself as a human woman, and going under the name Vanessa. And she also has Ariel's voice in like the shell she's keeping it in. Yeah. And then it's then shown that Eric has then, and like he thought he found the woman that saved him from drowning, which was Ursula. Oh yeah. And then Ursula ended up just casting an enchantment on Eric to cause him to forget all about Ariel. And Ariel found out about Eric then gonna marry Ursula, who was in disguise. And yeah, but of course they obviously didn't know it was Ursula. But then Scuttle then discovered that it was Ursula in disguise, and then he told Ariel about it, and then yeah, Ariel, Sebastian, Flounder, and Scuttle all teamed up to stop Ursula and Eric from getting married. And yeah, Sebastian just went down to tell King Triton, and Flounder just tried to help Ariel get to the boat that the wedding was on, and then yeah, and Scuttle just er, tried to delay the wedding for as long as he could, and then yeah, he got other animals to try to just create chaos on the ship. Yep, to just distract everybody and with Eric and Ursula. Yeah, yeah, and during all the chaos with the animals, then the shell with Ariel's voice on Ursula's neck then ends up being broken, and then Ariel's voice is restored, and the enchantment over Eric has also been broken. And then that's when Eric realized that Ariel was the girl that saved her, and now Ariel could now talk to Eric. And then, yeah, as they were right about to kiss, the sun ended up setting, and then Ariel ended up being transformed back into a mermaid. And then, yeah, Ursula also ended up revealing herself, and then took Ariel back down into the sea. But then Triton then appeared and confronted Ursula about what outed, and then Ursula revealed the deal that Ariel made with her. And then Ursula offered an ultimatum to King Triton for him to take Ariel's place as Ursula's prisoner, and he ended up agreeing, and and yeah, Ariel ended up being released from Ursula, and then she transformed King Triton into just a polyp all up, and yeah, along with a lot of other people that Ariel has kidnapped, like she's done. And then, with Ursula now in possession of the trident, she now declared herself as the ruler. But then Eric then arrived underwater, and then he shot Ursula with a harpoon. And then Ursula tried to go after Eric, but then Ariel stopped Ursula from doing it, and then it caused her to accidentally hit and kill Flotsam and Jetsam. And then just thus, Ursula was just enraged, and then she just used the trident to just basically grow, just basically into a monster. And then, yeah, as Ariel and Eric then reunite with each other on the surface, then and Ursula ended up just growing even more and just towered over the two of them. And then after she got full control of the ocean, she then tried to create a storm to bring the sunken ships to the surface. This, and as Ursula is like tried to kill Ariel, then Eric then just impaled her with a splintered bowsprit from one of the wrecked ships. Yep, and yeah, and then Ursula just ended up being destroyed. And afterwards, Ursula just ended up like losing the Triton, and then it just this then brought Triton and everyone else Ursula had turned into polyps back into her original forms. And then after trying to realize that Ariel really does love Eric, he then decides to change her back into a human. And yeah, and of course she has her father's blessings with Eric. And then yeah, Ariel and Eric then just marry each other on the ship, and then they head off with all of Ariel's sea friends just watching over and saying goodbye to her. And yeah, that's how it ended. So yeah, 3.75 stars out of 4. Yeah, this really is a great movie. Like I said, not perfect, but what is good in this movie, it is really, really, really good. And yeah, and because of how good it is, I really do say that this is a great movie. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just well, yeah, like I said, a lot of great stuff about it. Yeah, great songs, great characters, there's great animation. Yeah, I forgot to say, like, the animation in this movie is also done really well. I mean, it actually did look like Disney animation again after, like, the stuff that we had seen before this, like Oliver and Company, Black Cauldron, and yeah, a lot of those movies between the time of Disney's death and this movie. Yeah, this is when like it started to really look like Disney animation again, and yeah, the animation is just superb, and yeah, the movie is just really, really great. Alright, so yeah, that does it for my review of The Little Mermaid. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.